Hi guys, welcome to today's webinar on simplifying crypto taxes. Today we have two crypto experts, Arjun Venugopal and Ayush Batra, who are here to make crypto taxation a cakewalk for you. Welcome Arjun and Ayush.
Hey, thanks, Ekta.
Thank you, Ekta.
Hey. So crypto taxation is going to with this year crypto taxation is going to start, right? So people are very confused about it and they have a lot of questions. So can we begin with simplifying the tax framework for cryptocurrencies in India, because this has been most talked of after budget 2022.
Right. So I think just to set the background, 2021 was a great year for crypto, right? A lot of people just jumped in because the markets were like doubling and tripling in just days and weeks and whatnot. Soon the government followed, and in 2022, in the budget 2022, they introduced these crypto taxes. Right? And the crypto taxes in India are very straightforward. Right? In the sense, the government said if you do a VDA transfer between you and your friend or you and whoever, then you are liable to pay a tax, right? And that tax is at a flat 30%. Right? Of course, there are nuances into whether it was an airdrop, whether it was a mining event, a staking event, and so on. But at a very high level, at a very, if I were to say it in one line, 30% flat tax on whatever gains you got, and if you had losses, you probably can't offset it.
Yeah, so there were a lot of challenges people faced, right? Like last year also people tried filing crypto taxes, but the laws weren't very clear. But this year the law is very clear. And we have been developing a product in-house, and you have interacted with many CAs, many crypto investors. So what are some of the major challenges people like investors are encountering, and how is our product trying to solve it?
Right. Take that. So I think interesting question, and I think this has been asked by most of our users and even CAs while we interacted with them this year. Even from the last year's feedback, we have got a lot of queries around that. There are a lot of challenges regarding the crypto taxation. So I'll just jot down a few of them and how we are solving them. So firstly, ClearTax, as we all know, that is on a mission to make financial life easier for all the Indians. Now, taxation, or in fact income tax, is something that in itself quite a lot of people feel that it is hard to understand. Now that too, crypto taxation, like on top of it, it provides more complexity to that taxation. What kind of complexities? For example, there are like 20 to 25 kinds of use cases in crypto that one might be going through, a crypto investor might be going through, like crypto to crypto transactions or NFT transactions, inter-wallet transfers, DeFi, derivatives, P2P, and I think a lot of like these. Now, how to consolidate all of these and provide a one-stop solution for that is one of the biggest challenges. What in that is, first of all, how to calculate the PNL in itself is one of the top challenges. How we differ from the normal trading in stock market is there are centralized exchanges which are governed by some law, and hence there is some calculation already there. But here, the biggest challenge is even the prices of cryptocurrency might differ from exchange to exchange. So that's why the P&L calculation is the first thing. Now, second thing, obviously, after accurately calculating that P&L, the second is there a solution in the market that provides an end-to-end solution for the user for tax filing? Like, for example, in India, everybody might know that if you are investing in crypto through central exchanges like, let's say, WazirX, CoinDCX, CoinSwitch, BitBNS, ZepPay, etc., you might already have paid some kind of TDS of 1%, which started, I think, in somewhat June, July last year. So now, is there a platform which can integrate with governments and directly fetch that data? That is one of the biggest challenges for a user. Now, third is, okay, fine, I got my PNL. Okay, from some place I got my TDS also. Now what? How can I file that? How can I file that income tax returns? And finally, how can I e-verify my returns? So ClearTax is a one-stop product for all these things. Like, we have a 5-step solution. First, we quickly import your data, the crypto investment data from all the major exchanges. Second, we calculate your PNL accurately. Third, we capture or pre-fill your TDS information directly through deep integrations with the government websites. Fourth, we provide seamless tax filing. And fifth, finally, the e-verification. So it's kind of a hand-holding for the user. And that too, the user can use both of our services. Firstly, they can do it themselves, like a DIY solution, a self-filing. And second, we provide tax expert assistance also for quite a few complex use cases if you want. So I think this is in a nutshell what we provide.
Well, this looks very interesting. I'm looking forward to see the product. Like you were saying, about TDS, right? How important is the crypto TDS this year? Because it is started from this year. So how important is it? And do you have an opinion on whether it is good or bad?
Right. I think there is nothing good or bad about the TDS in crypto. So why I'm saying that it's just was an important step taken by the government. It's nothing else. Now, from compliance point of view, it had to be put down from the government side. Since last year, as we know that Indian exchanges started charging TDS of 1%, which directly goes to the government. Now, the government knows about what kind of sell transactions everybody is doing in these exchanges like WazirX, CoinDCX, and the likes of those. It is, in a way, a good thing for everyone. I'll tell you how. So now, one thing is that you are compliant already. Now, there's a lot less chance of you being grabbed by the government and paying the penalty later on. Now, when you have paid a part of your taxes, now, depending upon your overall financial gains and the final tax calculation, the remaining amount of the tax which needs to be paid, which is the remaining tax liability that needs to be paid during the filing, that is right now, will be a lot easier for the user. And plus, let's say if you are at a loss, for example, a few users might be at a loss in crypto for the whole financial year, then it is one of the best ways to get the refund of that taxes which has already been paid by the user through those exchanges. So I think TDS overall can be utilized in a much better way by the user using our platform and get the refund or decrease their tax liability overall.
Yeah. So it helps them get a refund or also defer, plan their tax outlay early on.
Yes,
so yeah
definitely.
Yes. So Arjun, you were talking about airdrops and mining and all of these. So there are various activities, right, in crypto transaction: buying, selling, trading, mining. Is the taxation same for all of these, or does it vary?
Right. So in crypto, there are almost 25 different types of events, right, that sort of happen, or use cases that sort of happen. Like you rightly mentioned, there is mining, there is staking, there is your normal trading, You might be getting a Bitcoin out of a fork, or any other crypto out of a forking event that might happen. So there are n number of things that happen. While the tax rate itself remains constant of 30%, how that tax rate is applied slightly differs, right? Because not all these events are exactly the same. For instance, if you take a trade is where you paid money, or you had some cost to acquire a particular crypto. Right? Let's say you bought Bitcoin using INR on any website. Then you've already paid up a particular cost, and then you bought this Bitcoin. So when you sell that Bitcoin, the tax that you have to pay is the gains, which is the sale price minus the cost of acquisition that you already paid, right? So it is 30% on the gains. Whereas, let's say, for instance, you got an airdrop. And in the case of an airdrop, you technically got it for free. Your cost of acquisition is like zero, right? So you have to first pay 30% tax on the value of the airdrop at the time you got it. Like, let's say on 1st of January, you got a airdrop of a new crypto that came out. Whatever, whether you sold it or not, whatever the value of that crypto on that particular day was, you have to pay 30% on that. And then let's say a month later, on 1st February or something like that, you decide to sell that crypto. Then between the time you got that airdrop and the time you sold it, if there are any gains, you have to pay 30% on that. And if there are any losses, then you don't have to pay on that. So that's how it sort of differs. While it's 30% is just the manner in which it has been addressed, that sort of changes.
Okay, 30%. That's a lot of taxes. Are there any ways to save this tax, Ayush? Are there any tax saving routes in crypto ecosystem?
Oh, I think this is one of the most commonly asked questions, that how to save taxes from crypto. Now, there is one bad news and a good news as well here. Now, the thing is that the beauty of tax filing, or even the constraint of income tax filing, is that it is like we do the filing this year, like this financial year, we are sitting at June or July, but it has to be filed for the previous financial year, which ends on 31st of March 2023. So now any gains which have happened, like let's say you have gained something in cryptocurrency, but till 31st of March, whatever you have gained, you will be taxed on that for this particular filing. And at the same time, whatever strategies that you had put down to save taxes, not just for crypto, but for anything else as well, like generally your deductions and all these things cover that. So that also is restricted till 31st of March only. So the bad news is that there is like minimum what we can do, or an individual can do, to reduce the tax liability for the previous financial year, not just for crypto, but for anything else. That's how the timeline is. However, there are like subtle ways of saving taxes, and that too under like whatever legal or tax compliances which are set by the government, keeping that in mind. So in ClearTax crypto product, we have put certain advanced algorithms, which, by the way, comply by the government tax laws as well, but still um, not obviously through a large amount, but still tries to reduce tax liability for certain use cases for certain kinds of users. And we provide maximum tax savings that can be done for that particular group. So yes, there are ways, legal ways to reduce the taxes, but those definitely will be minimum and for a certain group. So that our product provides, which can be utilized directly. As I told, that our second step is accurate P&L calculation. Along with that, we save taxes as well. And the second good news, I would say, that would be you start like implementing strategies of tax saving, just for not just for crypto, but for anything else, other kinds of incomes as well, for the next filing now. So today is the time when you can use multiple ways of saving taxes, both in crypto and non-crypto incomes. We can start it today. I think through the webinar, or later on through, like just right after the webinar, we can share that link that we have already created to save taxes for the next filing season. So I think, yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, we'll do that. So, guys, tax planning is the only way you can save. So yeah, you guys, thank you. You guys have made taxation bit of cryptocurrency fairly simple. But I was seeing there are a lot of changes in ITR. Some new schedule has been introduced called Schedule BDA and all of this. It can get very confusing for anybody to fill up in ITR, right? It will just leave anybody nervous. So how can someone go about filling up all of these details in ITR? Can you simplify it for our viewers?
Yeah, surely. So, in fact, for that, I think we can start a small product demo of how ClearText has solved it, right? So, just give me a moment. I'll just share my screen. All right. I hope you guys are able to see my screen.
Yes, Ayush.
Okay. Great. So, basically, I think this is the common landing page for our income tax filing as well. I'll not take everyone through the whole ITR process of our product, but we'll specifically talk about how crypto income or VDA income, which is called virtual digital asset, comes under that. NFTs comes under that, and many others might come under that. So, how do we help the user to file or to proceed with adding their taxable income, which is under crypto through that. So I'll just click on start filing for now. Uh, what you just have to do is you just have to log in from here or sign up directly. Okay. Right. You can start filing right now. This is for my account, as well as you're seeing that. Right. Now, let me move to the directly VDA section because I don't want you to take uh, part in the overall thing. So, give me URL for simplicity here. Now, this is where the overall ITR journey starts. We have a very adding the personal info, second income sources like all your incomes, tax savings, all your deductions, and finally just review it. So, under the income sources, complying to the tax laws of India, we have introduced a section called crypto income or VDA. Here, all the income from the crypto trades, staking, mining, gifting, rewards, airdrops, as mentioned by Arjun, and a lot more. These are just a few of them we could write, which are most commonly used, but it can be more than that. NFTs or other VDA assets, everything can be added from here. Right? If you go to add details, this is basically your dashboard for crypto income, you can call it. Right here, you can see at the top that we provide a solution for a lot of exchanges, and more are being added every day. As you can see, we have like to the count of like around 20-21 exchanges already here, and we try to make it like 2 to 3 exchanges live every day, additional exchanges live every day here, right? So this is the first thing that you can do is connect with your exchanges either through APIs or through file upload process by getting the transactions downloaded directly from your exchange. And we provide a detailed guide as well. So I'll just show you that. Right. This is one of the easiest ways, like for which we actually created the product. Second is also that you can add a few things manually if you have, like for example, NFTs. If you don't have there in your exchanges, you have done some tradings out of your exchanges and all, you can add them manually as well. So we provide for that as well. Right. Let me go through with, let's say, CoinSwitch as an example. Right. Here, file upload as the option. So what kind of file has to be uploaded or how to get that file? So you can actually check out our guide where all the detailed steps of how to download a CoinSwitch file of transactions has been given. right? Basically, where to log in, where to get the transaction history, everything is there, right? So just to save our time, I'll directly move to uploading the file. Okay, just give me a moment. I'll just upload the file.
In the meanwhile, viewers, you can drop your questions in the chat box. We'll pick it up at the end.
Yeah, definitely. Right. So I just dragged and dropped it. Probably you wouldn't be able to see that because the window is available. But see, you can, and you can give a nickname like point switch or something, right? Point switch. Right? And once you add the account, in a matter of minutes or seconds, depending on how many transactions you have, we actually import all your transactions from that file and show up here, right? So, right. You can see in a matter of seconds all your transactions related to CoinSwitch have been imported directly, right? So what you have to do is, let's say what we have noticed, and while talking to our users, we have found out that generally crypto investors have invested in through multiple wallets and exchanges. So what actually a user can do is they can add as many wallets whatever they have. In fact, just for a factual thing, we have found out that till today, whoever have used our product, I think one person had 17 exchanges. That is the most that we have got. But generally speaking, the average is around 2 to 3 or max 4. This is a medium mode, I would say, that would be there, right? So here you can add more exchanges as well, right? And all of them will start showing up here. So just to save our time, I'll just move on to the what is the next part, which is you will have to continue with ITR filing, right? When you continue there, will be taken back to VDA dashboard, which you can treat it as your page for all the VDA income, right? So we land up here as a user, and you find that okay, point switch, we have been successful in capturing. However, for this particular case, in point switch, as I was in loss for most of the things, that's why the taxable income has come out to be 0, right? So that's the beauty of it, and it will tell you all the summary and details around it in your dashboard itself. If you want to add more, you can still go on and add more, right? Okay, we'll move to the next part, which is what if let's say I have an NFT and I just want to add it through a manual way. So you have to specify the sale date. Like sale date is nothing but when did you get that gain or loss from? Like what was the date of that particular transaction, right? And it has to lie. All the sale dates has to lie between 1st of April 2022 and 31st of March 2023, which was the financial year basically, right? So let me take an example. Date of purchase can be anything. Probably it would have been, let's say, you bought it on 29th of March, right? Let's say NFT name is date 123. Total sale price, let's say, was 7,000. Just taking some random numbers right now. Purchase price, let's say you bought it at rupees 1,000, right? So now income type can be of two types here. One can be capital gains and business income. That's how the government has defined it. Generally speaking, for most of the cases, it is capital gains, but certain cases mentioned by Arjun also come under business like mining. Right? Save it. Okay. You can check all the entry details, right? You can view all the details here. So this has come from my CoinSwitch account, which was everything was in loss for me, and one boarded NFT, which I had gained, so I have put it here. Now, as per the tax laws, most of you might know that anything which is positive will be taxed. Anything which is negative has to be ignored by the government, and that's how the total taxable income comes out to be 6,000. And I think right after this, you can just move to the next part, which is add more income, savings, etc. And here you will find everything related to your income source already here. So I think that's it from the product demo point of view. We'll share this small video of the product demo as well very soon, which will help the users to quickly navigate to the plan.
Thanks, Ayush. We can also share the link of the product in the chat box for them to try out. Well, you said you've already had customers in this. So, how have customers perceived the product? How has the response been from their end?
Okay, I think I'll take that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sorry, your question was how have the customers perceived the product?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So I think within just a couple of days of launching, we've had more than I think I think we've had more than 100 customers just within a couple of days of launching who've come filed successfully on their own without raising any tickets, and most of them have been very very happy. I've personally been talking to a lot of customers who've had enormous number of transactions. We've seen customers who've had as much as 50, 60,000 transactions, right? And I think one of the most common things that all of them tell us is that this is the only platform that was able to extract all of those transactions, right? And that itself made them very happy. And then on top of that, we were able to parse through anywhere between 40, 50,000 transactions and compute the right PNL for them. So that has been the scale at which we've been trying to operate, and that has been going on really well. I think Ayush has also been talking to a number of customers. Maybe he could also share a couple of examples.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Arjun. So definitely adding to what Arjun has spoken, one very important thing I would like to share with everyone is, and the audience here might also agree with us that um, it's not just the crypto taxation which has come into picture here. Now, the the demographics of people who are filing taxes this year has changed a lot, and crypto has been one of the catalysts to that. How is it that we have found quite a few customers who are there already in our Telegram and Discord groups? One of them actually, when we discussed with him, he told us that he's the first time in his whole generation of the family. He's first time filing taxes. That too, the maximum amount of income that he has is from crypto. Now, how to do that?
Wow.
He's son of a laborer who have never seen or who have never been part of the normal financial things that go on in the country. But now, just with crypto, how to file taxes. So this is not just one story. There are like endless stories like these which have come up, who are asking for, like, firstly, what is this tax about? Just explaining them that, okay, what is income tax and how you have to be compliant with the government. Second, like, how to calculate that income. Like, I have done some things, but I don't remember, because probably a lot of us would have written scripts, like as Arjun mentioned. That person might be not sitting around day in day out to have 50, 60,000 transactions, right? Probably he has written some script which is helping him gain more money on a daily basis. So you don't remember what kind of things you have purchased or sold, right? So how to calculate that particular gains or income which has come from the crypto. And thirdly, finally, that, okay, fine, I understood all these things. Now, how to do it? That's the final thing, right? Obviously, there are a lot of tools which have been there from a long period of time, but where clear tax has come in from last few years is clearly making it minimalistic effort for the millennials, for the youngsters, and probably skipping that tone which probably our parents would used to be, that they would just sit with CA for 2 3 days and then get their taxes filed. But here you can do it yourself, or even you can get a help from a CA directly through like a link, like a Google Meets link, right? So a lot has changed, and probably it would change a lot going on. But one thing will be common, I think, would be users will keep on evolving. Now the government has given the taxation. This is the first time we are doing. Now users will also evolve, and a lot of users will come into this who already are in formal kind of financial backgrounds. And secondly, then government will also evolve, which has happened quite a few times in the last few years. So yeah, we'll keep an eye, and we will definitely improve our product for that as well.
Talking of evolution, is there any recent development in the 2023 budget which might affect, say, the next year and people have to be careful about through this financial year?
Arjun, you want to take the?
Yeah, I think as far as I'm aware, I don't think there was any development as far as the recent budget was concerned. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ayush. So nothing changes, at least for now. Yeah, the next year budget would also, pretty much next year tax filing also will pretty much have the same implications in terms of your transactions that you will do this year. So yeah, that's about it in terms of.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're correct on that. So just adding one small point to that, although there nothing has been changed from the budget point of view, but one thing government from indirect or direct ways has made it clear that any kind of crypto transactions being done either through Indian exchanges or through foreign exchanges, they will keep an eye on it. So it is always the best practice to be compliant from crypto taxation point of view. Nothing has been banned till now. You can still do. You can still get your gains from doing like different kinds of activities like trading, staking, mining. But the government's always the point of view has been that if you are compliant, nobody will touch you. But that's how the onus lies on the individual and not on the government right now. So
Yes, I think it's very important for people to comply because they've also set up a foreign investment unit where they will be able to collect all the information from foreign exchanges as well. So if people think that they can get away, then I don't think it's possible now. The intelligence system is in place.
That's right.
So talk, yeah.
Sorry, just to add to that,
Yeah.
I think it's the government has tracked, at least on the Indian exchanges, every single trade that you've made, right?
Yes.
In terms of a sale trade, they're already aware, and I think it's in everyone's best interest that they go ahead and make that filing. And clear tax has made it so simple. Just go ahead and make that filing, even if you're in loss, even if you have probably one sale in the entire year, you should still probably go ahead and file that so that you avoid any notice that might come to you and all the headache that might follow along with that. Right? It's in your best interest that you actually go ahead and track. And the government has also published some figures that I think roughly about 165 crores of TDS has also have already been collected. Right? That's 1%. That means more than 16,500 crores of crypto trade has been tracked by the government. And on top of that, if you moved your money out, if you brought it in from from an Indian exchange to foreign exchange and whatnot, there are ways to link it. So it is in your best interest, even if you have a foreign exchange account, go ahead and file it. And ClearTax has added pretty much all of the major ones: Binance, KuCoin, Gate.io, all of the major ones that most Indians use, including the international ones. So it makes it very seamless for you to go ahead and do that filing.
Yeah. So, since we are discussing ITR filing, right? Like, will a user be able to do everything on ClearTax product itself, or will he have to take some help, say, on the income tax portal, some filling up some schedule, filling up some form, or is everything included in our product?
oh yeah, so we provide end-to-end filing solution for the user. I don't think they will have to go to any other platform, including ITD portal, for any kind of use cases. Whatever is covered for like 99% of our tax base. Now, crypto is just one of it. So this is how generally, while we discuss with a user or many of our partners, whether we are also partnering with a lot of crypto world exchanges or who are already there in the market for long. while we discuss with them, it's always about that crypto is just one part of your tax, right? There are a lot of income sources. Obviously, the best being the salaried income, or for business class, it would be the business that they're doing. Right now, you can see a lot of freelancers also coming in, right? In the last few years, because of the internet penetration, you would have seen that even from tier 3 cities, a lot of freelancers um, who earn a lot of money through Instagrams, YouTube videos, etc., are coming in. Even with crypto, we have seen quite a few influencers who are sitting in some remote town of UP, and they provide some good advice to their base for how to invest in crypto or when to take it out or whatever, right? So all these guys are also earning money through different sources, not just crypto. So our product actually provides seamless solution for all of these, and crypto also can be a part of it, right? In addition to this, I would like to mention this particularly for from this year, we have made this experience seamless for NRIs also, right? We have seen a lot of crypto investors today who started investing in last 2 3 years probably, and are now NRIs, and now they have incomes from, let's say, they're doing some job in, let's say, Facebook, Google, sitting out in US or maybe Europe, right? So they would also like to see that an easy solution for filing taxes. It's not that you cannot do it and directly through the IT portal, but we all know that it becomes very easier when you have all the integrations here. Like for example, as I showed the product demo, we have integrations with 20 plus, and we are increasing just for crypto. Similar to that for your capital gains, if you have accounts in Zerodha or for the likes of Upstocks or even Black App of ClearTax, you can just directly integrate things there, and you can fetch your information in like split of a second. So that's how we provide value for the user. It's not just one filing; it's just a button click, but it's the value that we provide in calculations and all these stuff, which helps out a user.
Correct. Our integration feature saves people a lot of time. So people can directly log into the account and then they can import all the details. Otherwise, you will end up wasting your time in figuring out which report to download, where to download it from, which amount to add where in which column. It may take you a lot of time. This saves you nearly 2 3 days of time. So I think you should try out this feature. And also, you were talking about assistance, Ayush. So, can you briefly explain the DIY plan and the assisted plan to our viewers?
Yeah, sure. So DIY is nothing but self tax filing. Basically, we provide you with the product, and we provide you kind of hand holding steps that, as I showed in the product demo as well, there are majorly 4 steps there. Starting with personal info, then you add your all your income sources, starting with salary, capital gains, if you have some business incomes, or crypto income, or anything else like other kind of incomes as well that somebody would have. So that is part two of the steps. Third is tax savings, which is nothing but all the deductions. Like for example, you have donated to some institution who is compliant by the government. You can go on and add your details. Let's say you have donated 10,000 rupees under 80G. That you can do 80C deductions, which is very common. That 150, 1.5 lakhs. That you can do. That is the third step, and a lot of more sections would be there already. And finally, we provide a tax summary where user firstly can review all the details, and second, since there are a lot of nuances that we see during the tax filing, so there can be a slight errors. Like for example, a few fields are missing by the user, like bank details have been missed, IFSC code has been missed. So we show all of them at one go. That okay, these are the 2 3 errors that are coming for you. Just fix them and go on and file. Once you do that, you can see your final tax liability, which has to be paid. Or if you have overpaid, then a refund will be shown that this is the refund that you will get from the government. And you can just move on for tax filing. So for all this assistance, there's minimal charge that is provided for our users, starting with whichever uh, plan or whichever segment they lie at. And this is the part of DIY or self filing. I think second is expert assisted. Expert assistance is provided to those users, let's say, who find it very complex even to do or even to file through our platform. It might be there because for a lot of people who are into business professions, a lot of nuances are there which they don't understand directly. There are some terminologies which only CAs would be knowing mostly. So for a quick and to save your time as well, even with DIY the time can be saved a lot, but here with expert assistance it's just like normally you go to a CA and you do it. Here you can just connect with him through Google Meets or Zoom call and do it, right? So that's how experts who are purely trained professionals who have done filing for a lot of years, the last few years, and they know about the new tax compliances that have come up. Let's say, for example, the new tax regime, old tax regime, all these things have come up. How to save your maximum taxes. All those things can be taken care by the person who is in connect with you and file your tax returns from there, right? So
Yeah.
these are the two approaches which we have made for different kinds of users.
So we'll add the product link in the chat description, chat box below. You can try out the product. You have two plans, DIY and self-assisted. You can choose either of them, whichever you're comfortable with. You can at least go and try out the product and see how easily you can import all the crypto transactions. We also have the similar kind of importing for capital gain transactions as well, where you can import from Zero Daguru, Upstocks, and many other brokers. So give it a try, and thank you, Ayush and Arjun, for joining today. Thank you, viewers, for joining us today on this webinar. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Ekta. Thanks, Arjun.
Thanks both, Ayush and Ekta.